Hey everybody, my name is Nataly. I'm from Toronto. We will be cooking today sarma, or you can call it yalanji wherever you're living. It's basically vegan dish. You can eat it for Lent if you want. We're gonna start. The pan is on already. It's hot with olive oil. You need good amount of olive oil because that's the only fat you have. You will be adding your finely diced onions. You'll be sauteing them until it's translucent. You don't want much color on it, no color at all, just translucent it. When you're cooking onion, just add touch of salt so the water that is inside the onion comes out. Whenever you're cooking onion, doesn't matter for sarma or anything else. It's the science behind it. We'll be adding the rice. It's not cooked rice. Some people, they do it cooked. My recipe, it's not cooked. It's not my recipe, actually. It's my mom's recipe, which passed down from her mother. You just want all the olive oil to like combine in all the onions and the rice. After that, we will be adding tomato paste. It's basically 2 tablespoons of tomato paste and red pepper paste. This one, it's very sweet, so it's not that much heat on it. You're toasting now everything together. Now that process is happening. If you feel the heat is too high, you can take it to the medium. You don't want to burn the rice, or you don't want to even burn the tomato paste, because that flavor is not good. At this point, you can turn off the heat. Okay, I don't like putting the parsley in the heat because once you put the parsley in the heat, it comes the color brown. I want my parsley to stay green. So what I will be doing in a bit, I will add a little bit of lemon juice. Like 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. Mix it. And we have here pomegranate molasses. It's like 2 tablespoons to 2.5. But again, I might need more. I will be tasting in a bit. I might need more. If I need more, I can add more. And some people, they like pomegranate molasses a lot. Some people, they don't because of like that sour or umami flavor in it. But I like it. I don't mind it. It's off. As I said before, we'll be putting salt first. Just like, and then some ground pepper, pinch, and red pepper, cayenne pepper, whatever you have in house. Aleppo pepper works too. I will be switching now, putting it in the bowl. Parsley, it's half bunch of parsley, finely chopped, very fine. If you like more parsley, you can put more parsley. So this is the filling for it. We're gonna give it a taste. Definitely more salt. But the lemon juice and the pomegranate molasses is great. So basically 1 teaspoon of salt, something like that. It depends on your taste also, always taste it. We're putting this now. We're gonna wait to cool down before we start wrapping the leaves. Okay, those are handly picked fresh leaves. We have them in Toronto, we're lucky. Those are handly picked ones. You just boil them in a salt and water and you're blanching it basically. It's cooked already. And then once it cooled down, you can put them in the freezer, backpack, not backpacked, however you like. However, if you have backpack machine. And then you put them in the freezer and they are ready to go. But whenever you're wrapping up any leaf, you need to make sure that the veins are from inside. So when you're turning it, people, they don't feel the bites of it. The leaves usually has here like the stalk. You gotta cut that when you boil it, you boil with it. But when you take it out of the freezer, you need to cut it. Otherwise, that bite is very hard when you're wrapping it. So we put... Depends on the size of the leaf. You can put more, you can put less, but on the size of the leaf we are going to work. This is quite good leaf. I usually do it like this. So basically you're like a blanket, you're turning it, and then you're gonna start. One more thing, you don't want it too tight. When you do it too tight, all the filling that you put it inside, it's gonna come out. You're not rolling like a spring roll. A spring roll, it's a dough. You're using a dough for it. It doesn't come out, and then you're putting the flour and water, which is gluing basically. But you're using leaf, and it's very like fragile. You don't want to tighten it up, otherwise it will come out all the fillings that you put inside when you're putting in the pot, which is not good.
So do you remember the first time you made sarma?
A few months ago, actually, I just started learning sarma. At the beginning, my mom wouldn't trust me, although I studied being a chef. But then when the pandemic happened and I had more time, I wanted to go dive into more Armenian dishes and more Middle Eastern dishes. So that's when I started learning more Armenian and Middle Eastern dishes. So that's when I started, like, I want to say 7 months ago. But when I was a kid, I always watched my mom how to do it. I did it here and there, but nothing like I did it A to Z. Now I do A to Z, and she trusts me with it. I born in Aleppo. I grew up there. Then we came to Toronto like recently, 2015. I grew up eating Middle Eastern food, nothing other than Middle Eastern food. I grew up eating grilled beef, grilled chicken, shawarma, and a lot of my mom always cooked Armenian dishes like yalanchi, which is basically the sarma, a lot of mante, kofte, So I grew up on those dishes, and then one day I was like 16 or 15, I don't remember exactly. My mom broke her arm for 3 months. She wasn't able to do anything. She wasn't allowed to. And nobody else knows how to cook at home except her. And I have older siblings, but they weren't interested in it. And then I'm like, I want to cook. So I started cooking. I started doing pastas. I love doing pastas. I started doing pastas, and she would be like guiding me. And that's when I wanted to be a chef. But growing up in Middle East, it wasn't it was weird, especially in Syria, that become a chef. So it never came true until I came to Canada, and I was like, yeah, I can do this. So I studied George Brown College, and that's when I started, like 4 years ago, I started working in the kitchen, and I'm there now. I'm happy.
What if the leaf rips? What would you do?
That's a great question. So what I do, if I have a leaf that it rips, I will try to find another leaf that it ripped already. So like I just combine them together, match them together basically. So let's say, if there is any, I don't think there is any rip leaf here. So let's say this one it's ripped, okay? And I have another one that it's ripped. So just like I cover it with the other leaf and then wrap them together. That way, no waste. You can make the same one with beef also. I don't know if they know that, but you can make it with beef. So ground beef, sauteed with onions and then rice. And that's basically like not the vegan version of it. I like that one too, but that one we usually do it mix. We do the sarma, we do dolma, which is the zucchini filled with the same filling, and then stuffed tomatoes, stuffed red pepper. You cook them the same way, but it just there is beef in it. And there's the other version of dolma, which is bulgur, stuffed eggplant, which I love that one. That's my favorite, actually. Mini eggplants. You stuff them with bulgur and some tomatoes and onions. That's also actually vegan, so it's great. Big leaf. This takes a lot.
What is your favorite Armenian dish?
Oh, you know the answer. Mante. Always mante. I don't know. It's one of my favorite. I like dumplings in general. It's very satisfying to make them and to eat them. And here we go. All right. The cooking process. This is a heaven. This came all the way from Aleppo. It's the pressure cooker, the traditional pressure cooker. And now you have the electronic ones. This is scarier than that one, a touch. So underneath we put carrots and potatoes. It just, usually if you're cooking with the meat one, you put underneath for the flavor, like boned meat, ribs or whatever you would like. But because it's a vegan and vegetarian one, we are going to put carrots and potatoes. You just layer them at the bottom. It's not cooked, guys. So just layer them at the bottom. It gives, the idea of it gives flavor. And just in case your pot is, for some reason it got stick, so it doesn't rip the leaves because they are very fragile, as we said before. So you're gonna start putting the leaves. And today we made a little bit of it, right? So usually we make 2 cups, 3 cups, depends how many people are coming over. Usually this pot will be full. So once we put on the heat, so the pressure cooker, there's like that nozzle that it comes, the sound of it comes. So that's the time you know that you need to, the water is boiling. So you don't want to overboil it, so you take it down. So that takes about 7 minutes, I want to say, on a high heat. You are going to cook it for 3 minutes on a low, medium heat, and then we will turn it off. We will wait for 5 minutes because you want to like cool it down. Otherwise, it might, like the steam that it comes from it might burn your face, and you don't want that. So we will wait. So approximately, I want to say 20 minutes, the whole process. Before we put it on the stove, we will put some water, olive oil, lemon juice, and some salt. Just because there is nothing else we need to like cook with it, right? So a little bit of water. Touch lemon juice. Salt. Just like. Then it's going to cooking process now. You need to make sure that it's covered, just so. All right, now it's locked. Take it to the cooking. After we let it sit for 10 minutes, after the steaming and lowering the heat, cooking it for a bit, and now it's cooled down, and then now the opening process. You need to be careful again when you open it. You open. Voila. The grapes are still nicely green. Whew, it's hot. I mean, it's gonna be hot, obviously. All right. And here is our vegan sarma. Okay, you can have it with yogurt and garlic. You can have it with tahini dressing if you like. However you prefer having it, you can have it. I can cut it one just so we can see the inside. Here is the inside part. Enjoy it. Paria khorjak.
Welcome to Learn the Dish.
My name is Miran.
My name is Ani.
My name is Silva.
The best way to get to know a people is through their food.
Today I'm going to show you how to make tabbouleh.
I'm going to show you how to make mante.
One of our specialties here is Armenian coffee.
We're building a community to share the traditional dishes just like your grandma used to make.
Everybody would come and ask me for mante.
Always super proud to serve here.
Come with us. Share your recipes too. And maybe learn the dish.
Maria Jorge.
Joy.